What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon MLB DFS video. It is for Wednesday, June 28th, and we are back, hopefully bringing you a very informative video. If you haven't been here before, welcome. Hit that subscribe button if you learned anything, if you find these videos helpful. We are trying to get to 10,000 subs before the start of the NFL season, and if we do, 2 lucky subscribers will win a lifetime pass to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. If these videos get at least 50 likes, your name will be thrown into random.org if you leave a positive comment and you are a subscriber to the channel, and you will have a chance to win a free week. If it gets 100 likes, it's a free month, and if it gets 125 likes, it's a free season pass to MLB DFS, brought to you by FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. So, that being said, I do apologize. I didn't have a video on Tuesday. I recorded it for 30 minutes. I edited it, I uploaded it, and the file was corrupt. It wouldn't go through, and I didn't have time to do it again. So here's what I'll say, and I know a lot of people will say I missed you, or we missed the video, we were waiting for it, we didn't know if it was not there. And anytime we don't have a video out that day, that is when the website comes in hand very handedly tenfold. So we have a lot of information on the website. A lot of it we go over in these videos, but a lot of it we don't. So on there we have the BVP, we have the umpire factors, we have weather concerns, we have stacks, we have optimal lineups, cheat sheet. We have a lot of stuff over there. So anytime you don't see a video, most likely by 10 a.m. Central, probably something went wrong or I wasn't able to do a video, and we're going to play it by ear there. If it's not there, go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. I have seen that people have been thinking we are FantasyTeamAdvice.com. We are not. So if you look at the YouTube page, if you look at the banner, it says Fantasy Team Advisors. No affiliation to that website. Didn't know it existed for a long time until people were saying, hey, I can't log in. So FantasyTeamAdvisors.com is the website. So that being said, I've put everyone who's put from Monday's video, I put everyone who left a comment here. We're going to randomize it 3 times, and on the 3rd time, that will be the winner. So good luck to everyone there, and let's get going. So there's 1, there's 2, and the 3rd and final winner, the person who is winning a free MLB week is SVT90. Congratulations, SVT90. Comment on this video, and you can either, the easiest way is to hit us up on Twitter at advisors_team, or you can email us dfshelp1@gmail.com, and we will get in contact and you'll win a free week right there. We'll set you up. So anyone who have any questions, comments, concerns, let us know what you would like to see in these videos. And this is the last month. So July 1st, anyone who signs up, it'll be $25 a month. Anyone who signs up right now in June for $10 a month at FTA Plus will be grandfathered in until September, when everything will be combined for $25 a month there. That's sports betting DFS. That'll include MLB and NFL. So you'll be grandfathered in at $10 a month until September, and then we'll move over to the new model. So if you have any questions, you can ask people. They've won a lot of money through us. We've had multiple winners. Someone won $50,000, someone won $18,000, someone won $1,000. Like, if you have questions, ask them down below. We'll try to answer them. It's a lot of information for $10 a month. So that being said, we are going to go ahead and check out the article. So the video. So I have to do this a little bit early on Tuesday because I have a lot going on family-wise Tuesday night, and then I have a job Wednesday. I work a full-time job as well. So not all the pitchers are going to be here. And I've seen people, they like this way. They say some say it's perfect, some say it's a little too early. I'll say this. If we don't cover stuff in this video, we've covered it on the website. Go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com if you have any questions. So, again, here's where we're kind of early. So on the website, we're going to have, and this is new as of about a week, we have Fanduel early and DraftKings early, and then main slates as well for lineups. Now, with the lineups, I do say check out the lineups, look at them, use them as a starting point. Don't just copy and paste them. We're not selling lineups. Those are core plays. Those are plays that we like. mix and match with your own research, along with our cheat sheet and stuff like that. So that being said, first game is the Twins at the Braves, Kenta Maeda versus, as of right now, to be announced. This is the problem. The Braves have been good on both sides, pitching and hitting, but at the same time, we don't know what pitcher is going to go out there. I don't know if that means anything for me if I like the Twins' bats. Depends on how many games on the early slate. Maeda did come back. First start in about 2 months. His last start on Friday was against Detroit. 28.3 fantasy points. Went 5 innings. Had 8 Ks in that game. Only 83 pitches. So I don't know if he's still kind of on a pitch count. I don't know if I trust him against the Braves. Maybe throw him in there because overall, 49 plate appearance. Hasn't seen him a ton. 20.4 K percentage, a 277 batting average. But again, the Braves' bats are really good. So once all this news comes out, we'll know on the side if we want to take the Atlanta pitcher. But just kind of looking at the bats that have seen him, Ozuna's 4 for 6 with 2 doubles. He had a home run on Monday night. Matt Olson, 3 for 4 with 2 home runs. He's a fantastic option almost every single night. Sean Murphy's 2 for 4. I'd still take Travis d'Arnaud. He seems like he's hitting really well. Acuna, I didn't look at Acuna, his stats for this year. He's got like 35 stolen bases. And Esteury Ruiz for the Oakland Athletics, who I have on my season-long bench, he's at 39 stolen bases already. The new bases, the new rules, they're working. And stolen bases equal fantasy points too. So when Acuna's not hitting home runs, he's stealing bases, which helps our season-long and our DFS lineup. So I'll take Maeda in tournaments, but I almost like the Atlanta bats a little bit more. Nats at the Mariners next. You got Patrick Corbin versus Logan Gilbert. Corbin, we've talked about it before. Usually I like to stack against him. He's had decent games off and on this season, but he's coming off 2 bad ones, especially against Detroit or San Diego on the 23rd. And I said stack San Diego because they're really good. In that game, minus 3.4 fantasy points. Went 5 innings, gave up 7 earned runs, 2 home runs, only 3 strikeouts. Back-to-back 3 strikeout games. I'm not taking Patrick Corbin here. I'm stacking the Mariners. I don't think that should be a surprise. Patrick Corbin, 50 plate appearances, 289 batting average against the Mariners, 26 K percentage. Flip side of that, Logan Gilbert's only faced 8 of the Nats bats, 250 batting average. I like Logan Gilbert here. I'm going to be taking Logan Gilbert as one of my pitchers. I'm going to be stacking the Mariners against Corbin. Let's see who's had success. I'm guessing Suarez is one, probably at the top. 7 for 18 with a double and a home run, 389. Colton Wong only 3 for 15 with a double. AJ Pollock, I don't even know if AJ Pollock is playing right now. I like Kelenic, even if it's an lefty on lefty matchup. I don't mind that. Pollock here, he's a spot starter. He barely plays, so that's something to look at. I'd be looking at Ty France. I'd look at Cal Raleigh. I'd look at Suarez, Kelenic. I would look at trying to get off. Well, Julio, obviously, but like just Teoscar, Hernandez. I would stack up on the lefty or on the righty bats there. So Teoscar, Suarez, Pollock, if he's in there, is a cheap option, very cheap. He'd be GPP only. I would definitely look at Julio as well. But I'm avoiding the Nationals bats, and I'm avoiding Patrick Corbin. I'm looking at Logan Gilbert, and I'm stacking the Mariners bats here. Reds at the Orioles, Luke Weaver versus Kyle Gibson. Weaver, 11 plate appearances, so not much, 300 batting average, only 9.1 K percentage. So not much there either. Versus Kyle Gibson, 31 plate appearances, 310 batting average. Now, we used Gibson in his last start, I will admit. Minus 1.3 fantasy points. It was against Seattle, so it was more of a tournament option because when Seattle's on, they're hitting. When they're off, they're not hitting. In that one, he only lasted 3 innings, gave up 5 earned runs, but did have 4 strikeouts. But still, yeah, negative 1.3 on DraftKings. Probably not use neither of these pitchers. Both of these offenses are people that I would look at. Both have hit really well lately. I know Cincinnati's lost like 3 or 4 in a row now, but they've still got hitters. Ellie De La Cruz, every time I take him for a home run prop, he doesn't hit it. but I like him in this one. Joey Votto against Kyle Gibson. Let's just look at the numbers. So we'll look at the numbers. TJ Friedl, Spencer Steer, Matt McClain. I mean, Cincinnati's a team, and it's a weird thing to say, but Cincinnati is a team that I'll have different multiple stacks of. So different ways to stack this team, which is, I would never have thought I'd be saying that at the beginning. But yeah, Jake Fraley's 3 for 4 with 2 home runs. Besides that, I would take Fraley. I'd be stacking Fraley, Votto, Friedl, Newman at the top, McClain. I will have multiple exposures to a Reds stack different ways. And then the flip side of that, 11 plate appearances isn't much, but Cedric Mullins is back against Luke Weaver. I like that. Adam Frazier's 3 for 10 with a double. If he's in there, is a cheap option. Aaron Hicks is a cheap option. Westberg, let's see how much Jordan Westberg, is it? I think it's Jordan Westberg. Jordan Westberg is about right around 2,000, minimum. Had 4 at-bats, his major league debut, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 RBI, 1 walk. So he's a cheap option. Trying to see, he's a righty, but it doesn't really matter. He's very cheap. I would be looking at stacking or Santander, Hicks, Mullins, Westberg. Yeah, honestly, both of these teams, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a high scoring game. Wouldn't be surprised if there's over 10 runs in this game. And I would be looking at stacking both sides of the offenses different ways in this one. Then you got the Padres at the Pirates. You got Blake Snell versus Mitch Keller. Now, we took Snell his last start. We loved Snell. Absolutely loved him. Against San Francisco. At San Francisco at Pitchers Park. And he dominated. 37.7 fantasy points. He has 37.7, 37.9, 36 fantasy points. He had a really good game at Colorado as well. Looking at this, 6 innings in his last start, 11 strikeouts. Then before that, 12 strikeouts, and before that, 12 strikeouts as well. So all of those right there have said he's had really good games. He's set up for another good game against the Pirates. He's faced him 31 times, .042 batting average, 29K percentage. Love him there. Mitch Keller, on the other hand, 59 plate appearances, 377. Let's look at these numbers because I'm probably looking at a Snell as my top pitcher. That's why he's the picture of this video here versus Mitch Keller. And then Mitch Keller against the Padres. I mean, they've hit him. Grisham's 4 for 9. Nola's 3 for 6. Machado's 2 for 6 with a home run. Cronenworth 2 for 6 with a double. Probably wouldn't use Carpenter. Wouldn't use Nelson Cruz. Juan Soto's 3 for 6 with a double. Gary Sanchez might be a cheap option if he's in there, but he's kind of cooled off a little bit. So I will be stacking the Padres, and I will be stacking Blake Snell with them. Giants at the Blue Jays is next. Logan Webb versus to be announced. I don't want anything to do with Logan Webb. Probably taking the Blue Jays bats, depending on which ones come out there. George Springer, Darton Varsho. We've got, obviously, Vlad is there, Bo Bichette. A lot of firepower for the Blue Jays against Logan Webb. I might like him a little bit better if it were in San Francisco, but it's not, so that's what I'm going with. Marlins at the Red Sox, Braxton Garrett versus to be announced. I will have some exposure to Braxton Garrett because we have used him. Let's see. We used him his last start against Pittsburgh. 7 innings, 13 strikeouts. I think that's a career high strikeouts in the game. Trying to see if he's faced Baltimore. Only 3 plate appearances at the Boston, not Baltimore. Problem is, it's in Boston, and that stadium, Fenway Park, gives up a lot of runs, which you can go find on the ballpark ratings tab under MLB, which is another thing we don't cover here, but a lot of good information there. That's what I'd be looking at. I do like Garrett for tournaments because I would like him in cash if it were in Miami, but only tournaments there. And no real bats jump out to me right now. Until I see BVP, Vegas numbers, weather, and stuff like that, I'd rather just take Braxton Garrett here. Brewers at the Mets, Wade Miley versus Kodai Senga. Miley, 116 plate appearances, 278. Senga's never faced him before. I love Senga. So I just read that Steve Cohen's going to be having a press conference on Wednesday probably has already come out by the time you watch this video. Maybe it hasn't. I don't know if it's going to be managerial changes. I don't know what's going to happen. But that shouldn't affect Senga. Wade Miley, I don't understand Miley. I don't. Last start against Cleveland, 21.7 fantasy points. Start before that was coming back from injury against Pittsburgh, 20.9 fantasy points. On paper, this is a good matchup for the Mets. In reality, the Mets are not good for their payroll. This is why I'm concerned. I think I'd take Wade Miley in tournaments because if he's on, he could have a good game against the Mets, who are just not hitting very well most of the time. If he's off, the Mets are hitting. Thusly, I would take Senga in cash and Wade Miley in tournaments. And right now, none of these bats really. We can look at I'm guessing Pete Alonso probably has the best numbers against Wade Miley. 116 plate appearances, 278 batting average. Let's see. Starling Marte is actually 10 for 25 with a double. Lindor 5 for 16 with 3 doubles. Canna 4 for 18 with a double. Pete Alonso is only 3 for 9, but he has a home run. Dan Vogelbach, I wouldn't use him at all. Nimmo's 2 for 7. Yeah, if I'm taking Mets bats, I'm taking Marte, Lindor, Pete Alonso, maybe Jeff McNeil. I'm avoiding completely Vogelbach. What's his nickname for us? Omar Navaj, the neti pot thing or whatever you want to call it. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. So if I'm not taking Miley in tournaments, I would be looking at some of these Mets bats and Senga. Senga's my cash play. Miley's my tournament. Astros at the Cardinals. Christian Javier versus to be announced. I think we're going to see this a lot with the Cardinals, especially coming back from London. We don't really know. Javier, I would take him. The way the Cardinals are playing right now, almost any pitcher against them is who I would take, except for Marcus Stroman, but he had a blister or something, whatever the excuse was. So I'm looking at Javier here. Only 3 plate appearances, 1 strikeout or 2 strikeouts. What I would take. We'll kind of wait to see who. I wouldn't take a pitcher against the Astros. So yeah, if I'm taking a pitcher here, it's Javier and then the Astros bats. Tigers at the Rangers. Joey Wentz versus Dane Dunning. Wentz, 19 plate appearances, 333. Then we've got Dane Dunning, 49 plate appearances, 213. We did take Joey Wentz against Minnesota his last start. Didn't do too well. 7.9 fantasy points. Gave up 3 earned runs in 5 innings. 4 strikeouts. Probably avoiding Wentz because of how good the Rangers are. I would look at Dane Dunning here for pitching, and then I would look at the bats. So I would be looking at Marcus Semien at the top, Corey Seager, Josh Young, Adolis Garcia. I would be looking at the majority of the righty bats against Wentz, and then sprinkle in Corey Seager in there as well because he hits lefties and righties too. And then Dunning because got good numbers, 49 plate appearances, 213 batting average. Against Detroit, I wish this game were in Detroit. When it gets hot in Texas and humid, the ball flies out of there a lot better. So it'll really depend on the weather for this. But I would take Dunning and the Rangers stack here. Phillies at the Cubs. You got Aaron Nola versus Drew Smyly. Nola, we stacked against Nola his last start against the Braves because their numbers were absolutely ridiculous. And it was nothing game going into like the 8th inning or something. I like Nola here. 154 plate appearances, 29.2 K percentage, 179 batting average against him. The Cubs, I don't know if they're going to be jet lagged from coming from London, blah, 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 blah. If you want to play that game, again, it's Wrigley, so the ball does fly out of there. But I would rather take Aaron Nola versus Drew Smyly, take Nola over Smyly, and then stack the Phillies. So looking at Smyly, 89 plate appearances, 309 batting average. What Phillies bats have had success against him? Castellanos, 6 for 18 with 4 doubles. Trey Turner, 5 for 17 with a double and home run, kind of heating up. Schwarber, 3 for 10 with a double and a home run. Doesn't matter lefty-righty. He smashes, especially here at Wrigley, where he played for so many years. Alec Boehm. Harper, I'm still off the Harper train until he proves himself to me. So I look at Castellanos, Turner, Schwarber, Real Muto. In that stack. So I'm avoiding Smyly. I'm avoiding the Cubs bats. I'm looking at the Phillies here. And Nola's coming off back-to-back 20-plus fantasy point outings on DraftKings. That's who I'm taking. Yeah, so Nola and then Phillies bats. Guardians at the Royals. Logan Allen versus to be announced. You guys, if you've been with us before, you know I like taking a pitcher against Kansas City. I'm taking Logan Allen versus whoever. I wouldn't take the Royals pitcher. I'm taking Logan Allen in a pitcher's park against this Royals team, and I'm not even thinking about it. No, until we know what pitcher's coming out, I don't even know if I'd have many Cleveland bats anyway. So in this game, I'm probably taking Allen and no bats. This game, Dodgers at the Rockies. To be announced for the Dodgers versus Freeland. I'm not taking either pitcher. It's in Coors. I'm stacking the Dodgers. I'm stacking JD Martinez, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, even lefty and lefty matchup. Who else am I thinking about? Let's see who's had success before. Mookie's 6 for 29 with 4 doubles and a home run, batting .207. David Peralta 7 for 19 with a double and a home run, batting .368. Will Smith 4 for 13 with a double and a home run, .308. JD's 4 for 6. Yeah, I'm taking JD for sure. I know I'm taking at least Mookie, JD, Freddie Freeman here, and then just depends if you can find some cheaper options because it's going to be pretty expensive. Yeah, and then probably Will Smith as well. So definitely Will Smith's coming off back-to-back games with home runs. Not saying, and that was against Houston. Not saying that's going to happen again, but I like me some Will Smith, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, JD Martinez in this one. No Colorado bats yet until we know who the pitcher is, but I'll have some exposure maybe, well, depending on who the Royals even throw out there. Ryan McMahon. They just traded Moose. Yeah, as of right now, until we see BVP come out, we see all these numbers, I'm going with no pitching and stacking the Dodgers. White Sox at the Angels, you got Lucas Giolito versus Jaime Barria. I'm not taking maybe both in tournaments, but I'd rather take the Angels bats here. Going to go Ohtani at the top. 7 for 23 with a double, triple, and 3 home runs. Wouldn't be surprised if he hits another one. Trout's only 2 for 14, but has a home run. Fletcher, 5 for 17 with 3 doubles and a triple. He's a cheap option. Taylor Ward, 3 for 9 with 2 home runs. So, yeah, I won't have exposure to either of these pitchers. I'd be stacking the Angels, though. Rays at the Diamondbacks, Zach Eflin versus Zach Davies. Battle of the Zacks. Which one's morally worse? Zach Davies, who goes to his wife. I don't really know anything about Eflin. Eflin, problem is it's in Arizona and they've been really good. Eflin's still going to cost you. Let's see. I wonder if they'll have him priced up as high. Probably going to price him. I mean, he's been really good this year. 9-3 record, 3.35 ERA, 84 strikeouts, 1.03 WHIP here. Probably avoiding Zach Davies. I'll probably avoid both of these pitchers and look at both of these offenses. Just thinking Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll, Gurriel Jr., Christian Walker for here, Arozarena for the Tampa Bay Rays, Yandy Diaz. Let's see who's had success. I mean, 9 plate appearances isn't much, and it will really depend on who they trot out there. Margot's 2 for 5. Ramirez, Mejia, the lineup. So, yeah, I'll mix and match here. I'm not saying I'll stack both of these teams, but those are some of the bats that I like here. And then the final game, the Yankees at the Athletics. Domingo Germán coming off his worst outing of the year, if not worst outing of his career. Minus 7.1 fantasy points against Seattle. 3.1 innings, 10 runs, 8 of them earned, 4 home runs, 4 strikeouts. Strikeouts have been down a little bit. But he does have a good matchup against Oakland. Trying to see if he's faced them before. He has not. This game is in Oakland. Huge pitcher's park. J.P. Sears going against his former team. Germán, 24 plate appearances, 143. I would take Germán in this one. I think a lot of people will be off of him because of how bad he was in his last start. Trying to see how Sears did against the Yankees. So back on May 8th, 6.4 fantasy points, 5.1 innings, 5 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. That was in New York. He's given up 41 plate appearances to the Yankees to a tune of 308 batting average. Probably taking Germán here and probably taking the Yankees bats. looking at them, Glaber's 1 for 6. DJ, kind of coming around 2 for 6. Oswaldo Cabrera 4 for 5 against him, a triple and a home run. This Anthony Rizzo's been on fire. Harrison Bader, when he's healthy, is on fire. So if I'm stacking the Yankees, I'm stacking DJ, Glaber, Oswaldo, Bader, Rizzo is probably who I'd look at here in this matchup. And there you go. There are all the games and all of the available pitchers that are currently there. Again, we will add a bunch of stuff to the website. We are already adding some fantasy football articles, just like draft strategies and stuff like that. Do some videos on that as well. So if that's interesting to you, subscribe here. The video was corrupted yesterday, which sucks, because that's kind of what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take any revenue you guys give from ad revenue or the subscriptions or donations. We've had a lot of donations to our Cash App down below. Trying to build a new computer, because this computer I'm working on right now is very old, and I'm trying to invest back into it just really hard right now. So any support you guys give, whether or not you watch the ads, you click on the ads on these videos, you let them play through to help us out, you donate, you check out a subscription service, FTA Plus for $10. All of this helps us out, and that's, I think, partly the problem. Hopefully it doesn't keep happening with the computer. Hopefully this video, if you're watching this video, it means it didn't corrupt and it's good to go. So yeah, breakdown there. Hopefully you liked it. We'll be back for a Thursday video, hopefully, and we'll have a lot more things going on, and we're almost to July, so we're very excited. So that's what I've got for you in this video. Good luck, and as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace.